Hi TIs, it's Annika Spar. It is 1:14 p.m. on 2/22/2017. Very busy with a lot of writing and getting out what we need to get out. And I just want to confirm with folks that the UN letters have to be in this week. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want me to write your letters for you, you want me to do all the work, then you're going to have to pay me. It's just kind of the way it is. I'm sorry. I have way too much on my plate to be writing folks' letters. For those of you who were able to get your letters done for me well, thank you so much. They're in and we're really rocking. Um, I wanted to just share one other thing for the moment because it's important. Pardon me. We have lots of rain today and it's kind of icky and blah, 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 blah. But it has been confirmed to me by a. I always do this backwards. This is the funniest thing. Sorry. It's been confirmed by a wide variety of people now that I've spoken with without using names, but kind of like relaying what I've endured at the hands of some TIs who will remain nameless, but did a lot of intellectual theft and continue to do so, and then all kinds of like smearing of me, blah blah, and like immediate attack of my person, like weird stuff. Just it's been confirmed that that's absolutely like the telltale signs of perps and infiltration. So and I did it objectively with like, I don't know, 15 people over the past 3 weeks, 2 weeks. And so it's clear. And so I'm just going to say, stay in grace with everyone that you're working with, but really be aware of the people who are actually getting results and actually really working hard for you, because there's an enormous amount of shuck and jive out there on a wide variety of different subjects right now in our country and the world. And so I think one of the most important things is to basically support the people who are really doing things in a way that are most likely to secure very positive results. And this other kind of programming that goes on with infiltrators and perps is just to detract you away from the people who are actually truly moving in truth. And you'll be able to tell that they're the ones, because all kinds of wild things will start to happen around them to like prevent what they're doing, like the UN changing their phone system for the first time in 2 years, which I found to be very strange. Just as I'm about to move toward them, it's like, and it's typical of like the deep state or whoever runs all this stuff to have a few weeks to like powwow about how to do it, because there's so many permeations to the programs that they have to do stuff like this. So I want you to look for stuff like that. I want you to look for people who are really delivering results and are going to the right people at the right time, who aren't isolationists, who aren't thieving, taking intellectual property, who aren't slandering, defaming, blah, 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 who don't go back on their word, people who stay in integrity. You must be with those people. Otherwise, you will not get remedy. And they are being paid for what they're doing to the group. And that happens all the time when you have, these kinds of deep state parties running things. Now, having said that, there's still an enormous amount of great information you might be able to get from some of these sources. So go in there with discernment and go in there with grace and really just take that which you can tell is truth, but step away from the rest, because all I could say is I've seen this so many times in like 30 years of business that it's really evident, but the harm in the TI community and the listed community is so profound. It's overwhelming for all of us. I mean, it really is. It's bad stuff, guys. So, but stay in grace, stay in your heart, stay in integrity, stay in positive, like this is coming, it's happening. Because our team is coming together, the call is coming together, my letters, all my the things, and understand as this also all comes together, because it's in such a nascent stage, it's going to it's gonna um it has a life of its own, so it's going to change. There has to be a lot of nimbleness and a lot of flexibility in the very beginning. And but as it comes into being, it's very difficult for true truth and true compassion and true honor and true integrity and true restoration to be stopped, because this is the natural way. This is natural law. This is the way of the divine. This is the way of all order in the universe, which is a mathematical phenomena ultimately, but you can bring it over to like the philosophical side. You can swing it all the way over there and find that you know, it is what people study divinity for. So, or those of us who are just mystics on the road, we don't study it, we just live it. It's kind of, it's just who we are. So, everything's moving nicely. I need your UN letters ASAP. No, and I need you to refer 2 to 3 people right away. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I need you to step up if you can be the leader in your community and or even your state, because the next stage of this is the Senate Intelligence Committee, and that probably will be stolen and whatever. And it's going to be different. Once the UN letters have to be done in a very specific way, because they're forcing jurisdiction outside of the country by what they're doing with the phone system. And I'm making inroads, but still it's like odd stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if my contact was suddenly fired or pre-retired or promoted and sent to, like, you know, I don't know, Istanbul or something. I mean, seriously, I have seen the wildest things in my life in the past 6 years of my own personal targeting. And so we need those people ASAP, because my goal is to have really a group of 50 moving people who can move really quickly and nimbly based on the next step. And we're getting there, but I need each of you to refer at least 2 TIs, and those TIs have to step up. Guys, I love you dearly, but I can't stay on the phone for hours and hours, and I can't have you make me do your letters. If you want me to do your letters and personalize everything yourself, you want that TLC, then you have to pay me for my time, because I'm doing all this other stuff that I don't have the time or energy for it. I can't do it. I can't. I really can't. If I could, I would, because that's just kind of who I am, but I can't. And I don't mean to say that, but, you know, and the same with, you know, hiring me to do the health aspects, all that, because while I'm more than happy to share with the people who gift to support my efforts and the group efforts, course efforts, at the same time, if you really want that TLC personalized stuff, you need to hire me. Well, I can't, it's just the way, I have too much to do to save my own life in the meantime, too, you know. I mean, I'm pretty much in pieces all over the place. You cannot imagine. I think that's it for today. We're at 8 minutes and change. That should be enough. Please reach me at Annie Kaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com, or at 941-356-8007. Please contribute to Justice Rising at GoFundMe to help us with the core moving group and in our efforts to get true remedy legal in every other way. And for those of you who recently, over the past 4 days, share with me your stories and your experience, I don't know what to say except thank you. You're an incredible inspiration because you've been so strong, but at the same time, it's done something to me to ground me in this, to ground me deeply into the purity of justice, because I can't believe what I'm hearing. I know you're true TIs, I can tell. And it's just, it's life altering. Not just yours, but you're altering mine. And it's my intent to bring that to every single person we approach, and to make sure that they know that if they are not helping us, they are aiding and abetting a criminality and sociopathology that is so demented, so ill, that somewhere in all time and space they will they will be made to answer. Because, I mean, really, forgive me for saying this, what I'm hearing is making like the concentration camps look compassionate. We're so much better than this. Thank you. Annie Kaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com or at 941-356-8007. And I'm sorry to cut off half my head, but this seems to be the easiest way because this is how I work. So, blessings. Stay in grace.